All right, let's do it.
It's more than hair.
It's
About the rap. Hey.
It's more than hair.
It's your boy J Touch. And
Hey.
we're about to end 2023.
Hey.
Put it in your fucking face.
Season 1.
It's Erica and me.
Hey.
Season 1, put it in the air. Like you don't fucking care. 24 coming in. Watch out, cause we about to put the pen to the paper. Understand, don't make us mark on the faker. Yo.
Hey. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Hairstylist of LA.
And it's your boy J Touch.
And welcome to
More Than Hair Podcast.
Somebody's going to pick you up in 2024.
That's
You
the
are.
goals.
You
Yeah.
are.
Goals pick me up in 2024. That's it.
Please do.
Please, somebody.
How you feeling today, friend?
I'm feeling good. This is the last day
The last
of the year.
Yep.
Last episode
Last episode.
of season 1.
That's crazy.
Could you imagine?
We made it to season 1 of the episode of More Than Hair Podcast.
Like that's just the beginning from then to now has just been like
Yeah.
just going through the motions of everything in
Man.
and out, just the things in life going through. We've been just dealing with, just to get here has just been, it's a breath of fresh air, I'd say.
It is.
Challenging.
Definitely.
But I'd say for me, it's totally worth it. It's been a journey, but it's been a good journey.
It's so worth it. I'm looking forward to season 2.
Me too.
I'm so excited. I can't wait.
How you feeling, friend?
I feel good. I'm definitely way better than I was before, but I am so much better, and being here today and just stepping back, taking a step back in life and really looking at it for what it is. I'm like, I owe this new season that I'm stepping in to my grandmother.
Amen.
I owe that to her.
Love
Rest in
Granny.
peace to my grandma. I'm like, no matter what the cost is, we got to keep this going.
Listen, they always say you got to go through it to get to it. And I stand firm on that.
And I think and I think you'll see that, watching back on our previous episodes, just to transition from where we started to where we at now, and how we
Absolutely.
gonna keep going.
Oh, it's only up from here.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And we got some special guests here with us today.
We do.
To finish us off.
We do.
Yeah.
Y'all ready for it? We got our boy Gerard in the building. How you feeling today, Gerard?
Oh yes, sir, Doctor. Feeling mighty fine. Yes, sir.
Mighty fine.
Yes, sir.
You give me a little details.
Officially checking in like your boyfriend and Gerard Brochan.
Ooh.
I'm back like I forgot something. Hope you're picking up what I'm putting down. Get your 2 shovels. Your 2 shovels and dig that. Yes, sir, Doctor. We in here.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Darius, my
Yo,
boy.
man, how you feeling?
I'm good. How you feeling?
I feel fantastic. I'm glad to be around. I really like y'all. You know what I'm saying? So it's glad to come sit down and have a little conversation.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
We always gotta find somebody with that goddamn
Radio voice.
That radio voice.
It's the only setting I got. I have conversations about this all the time.
Just
It's the
dim the
only
lights a
setting I
little
got.
bit.
So just go
Yeah.
ahead,
Turn 'em down.
get cozy. Again, get cozy, get real comfortable because it's going to be a good time.
Where your roses at?
I wish, wow, I should have did them. You're right. I got one coming for you later.
Your roses
Let's see, I got one for you.
I appreciate that.
Power hour.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. But so talking about Power Hour, we are into our last season. I mean, our last episode. And of the
Congratulations.
season. Thank you.
That's a big deal.
That's
And
a big
that's a
deal.
real
That's
big
a big
deal.
deal.
We went out with a bang.
Yes.
And so it kind of brings us to, I think, one of the topics that the world needs now, especially Black men and men in general. And the topic is unmasking mindful masculinity. So that just kind of goes into depth of just how a man could identify their masculinity, for one, and also how they deal with their emotions while identifying their masculinity. So we just kind of want to break into that. You know, I know for sure shit. I got some things that I want to talk about and insight on that because you know, I have dealt with those things my whole life, just being the type of person that I am. And so I just thought Eric and we talked about it, and also just the what is it, the volume of what's going on in today's,
Right,
you know,
right.
with the celebrities and things like that. There's a lot of shit going on. So I just feel like it would be a wonderful topic to break into, and bring it in.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a good topic to talk about because it's a new day and age. And I feel like this is something that young men and women need to hear because everybody has this perception of how they want to present themselves or how they want to be and how they want to act. And, you know, the whole just soft girl era
Which I love.
And I love
that's
that.
so
And I
fire.
love that too.
Yeah.
But how can women get there as well? How can women get there? Because women also have masculine energy as well.
Right. And which also kind of what brings me to, like, when I think about this topic, it kind of like gives me a sense to want to talk about, like, how can man balance their masculine and feminine energy, because there has to be a balance to me. You know what I'm saying? And where we were raised to always be masculine and don't cry and don't do this and don't do that, we never had an opportunity to express that side or to feel that emotion.
Sure.
So whereas we're grown-ass men now and grown-ass adults now, it's like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? How do we deal with that now from it being bottled up for so long? You know what I'm saying? And we hear a lot about, you know, men in particular beating up on, there's just, for say, beating up on women, or, you know, even going so far as to kill and you know, to chop up women or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But, but they do. They have cases like that. You know what I'm saying? But to me, not taking up for them, you know what I'm saying, or anybody in that aspect.
Where that energy come from.
Right. And I feel like it's just the energy of men bottling up those emotions and not being able to express that. And when they finally hit that breaking point, it's like, what the fuck do I do with this? How do I deal with it? You know what I'm saying? And with the society nowadays, you know, we got how to get away with murder. We got Snapped. You know what I'm saying? And it's so many resources to teach us how to be bad and get away with things.
Women love that content
but also, too, another thing, we got Instagram.
Yeah, for sure.
People on Instagram now have a voice, so the world is listening to what this person's saying, what that person's saying, and taking it in and applying it to themselves, rather in a good way or a negative way.
Absolutely. Right. And so I think we have to tap into our inner emotional being to figure out how to, we talked about this last night, how to react outside of our emotions.
Yeah.
And react more so on, you know,
being rational.
Right, and maybe not even reacting. Maybe it's responding.
Responding without reaction.
Trying to be mindful of, this is what's happening. How would I respond to this as a conversation, instead of when people say something that you don't like and you have that knee-jerk reaction? That's when niggas end up doing some crazy shit, is because they are reacting just mindlessly to whatever the fuck they feel.
But then that's because they're coming from an emotional point of view versus being rational and taking the time out to sit back and really think about what's happening.
And that's, you know, as a man, I think this is where we get into that conversation. It's like, as a man, you don't get that time to instantly react to shit, especially because we are a different kind of being. Like I said, niggas, we lead with a different energy, with a different emotion than women may, right? So it may not just be niggas yelling at women or whatever, maybe something else. And so because of that, it's like, take the time to work with your emotion personally before you then share it with your person or your partner or whoever you're sitting with.
Absolutely.
To me, again, everybody got a different thing. And I think even for me, when I kind of began even wanting to explore this shit, I started by trying to, like, release all the little barriers that I had already created. Let's see what it looks like if I get mad and just yell. Let's see, because I've never even just experienced that shit for real. So let's start there, and then from there, like, then we can walk back and find that median that's like, oh, this is me being emotionally expressive, but also emotionally intelligent.
Also, and then with that being said, okay, say for instance, expressing that way, right? Whether if it's yelling or whether it's whatever the case may be, do you think that that's a learned trait that you've learned and gathered from your parents or from someone else? You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
To express yourself that way.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So expressing yourself that way may not always be good, but did you learn from when it happened before? And why did you continue to pick that up before to transfer that to the you know what I'm saying, the present day?
Sure. I have kids. I have a 9-year-old and a 3-year-old. They're both boys. And so I get to be a boy dad, which is fire as fuck to me because again, we need more men with learning man and seeing all this
conversation.
It's this. But my 3-year-old, I see sometimes he gets mad, and I've seen him see his big brother yell. And so then he starts off with me yelling or whatever, and I tell him like, oh, you don't have to respond like that. You can say you're frustrated. Can you tell me that you're frustrated? I'm frustrated, Dad. And he says it normal. So it's like he's just acting out what he thinks this feeling that I feel looks like. It looks like yelling. But if we early are able to say, oh, so I see what you do. You yelling because you, tell me that. And then he's able to say it normal. And it's like, oh, it's because he's getting the lesson really early. So hopefully,
and that's the most important thing.
When he's 9 and he's like, cool. But again, we're learning all of these things as grown people.
Right.
So we have to unlearn a whole bunch of shit. And then we have to learn what it's supposed to look like, right? What the book says for it to look like. And then we got to try to combine that with our personality. Like, because some shit you learn, it's not for you. Right. It may be the proper way to do some shit, but that's not exactly how I express my shit. Mine look like this. But like, it's interesting.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Like, you know, as men, you know, like we really don't learn emotions.
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
don't learn emotions because, you know, like growing up between, let's just say, from the 70s to like early 90s, there really wasn't a lot of fathers in the house, right? So as a man, as a young man, you really don't know that these are emotions because you're supposed to suck it up.
Yeah.
Shut up. Just shut
Quit
up.
that shit.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Take it. You're a man. So you don't understand exactly what emotions are. So as an adult, certain things that you get into, just like you said with your son, like it's good that you're there to show him exactly what that is.
Right.
Nobody gave me the education on what it is to be mad. Nobody ever gave me an education on what it looks like to be sad. So these emotions that I have, I don't know that they're emotions.
Right.
I just feel this way,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna react to that. That's something that, you know, like in my life I had to go through. Around the age of 12, I found myself being very angry, right? And I was raised with a bunch of women. Like it was just my mom and my sisters. So if I was just angry as a man, you know, like one thing we know about women, you guys are emotional creatures. You express that. So as a man, like, yeah, I wanted to suck it up, but I can't be as emotional as a woman is emotional because my emotions are going to come out way stronger and way harder. Y'all might get mad and start crying, but I'll get mad and be ready to fight. I'm ready to tear some shit up. You know what I'm saying?
That's me.
Right.
We out there gangster in here. Big E.
Wait, I be wanting to fight.
So, you know, like I had to learn. They sent me to an all boys school and I wasn't a man anymore. You know what I'm saying? I was a man amongst men at this point.
Yeah.
So the emotion that I was having, a man amongst women, oh, it's different now. Oh, you think you big and bad? I'm badder than you. I've been through the same thing. Oh, you just think you tough because you was in the house full of women saying these things and you were bold.
Yeah.
But now
I was just about to clap on the ass, but that makes it, he just.
But now you're sitting in here with men. Get angry you want to.
We gonna whip your motherfucking ass.
I'm gonna correct your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
men have to correct men. And I think that's what a disconnect was. I didn't have my grandfather was there, but he was old. You know, he couldn't correct me like I should have been corrected.
Yeah.
But when you get in there with, you know what I'm saying, one of them niggas that's been like, yo, like I got
the
brothers.
energy.
I got the
energy to do
the
this.
energy. So if you want to bring that to me, then bring it to me, partner. That's what we doing.
Well, check this out though. So, granted, that being said, okay, that taught you how to handle those things because you weren't able to express it, right?
Right.
So, do you think also that could have been, I don't want to say damaging, but also too because you weren't able also to express those emotions, it was still also, kind of retracted. Like, do you think that also helped in the process of you processing your emotions better? Or was it like, was it also a learning tool to help you be a better man? You weren't, because you're around all men. I don't know. I've been to the public school. I've never been in a all boys school. So like,
Right.
what was that environment like, being so much testosterone around? You know what I'm saying? And still speaking about unmasking masculinity, you know what I'm saying? Not being able to express those emotions because it was so many niggas around.
Right. It was humbling. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I'm at the house. It ain't
Right.
nothing but women here.
Yeah.
Who gonna stop me? I'm strong. I'm stronger than all y'all.
Yeah.
You can't stop me.
Oh,
But
okay.
you get into a situation where it's like, oh man, look, you 120 pounds. Man.
You don't want these issues.
You don't want this, bro.
Yeah.
Like for real. And you feel that energy. Now it's like, oh I'm mad, I'm gonna punch.
What you
I'm
punch?
gonna punch this wall. Or
Right.
No, you ain't doing that here. Like we finna correct you, cause like that's what men do. Yeah, men check other
It's a
men.
big part of our thing.
Like if you don't have another man to check your masculinity or check your level of emotion that you don't understand, you're gonna continue to go down a path, and you're gonna continue to go down a road that leads to absolutely nowhere.
Yeah. Or finding it. I feel like that's what happened with me. Like I was raised by a single mom.
I was gonna ask, do you think a mother could
So
raise
no.
no?
I've taken a lot of time to raise myself for real. That's what I've discovered. It's like it took me a
One of
whole
the
lot.
words. One of the words before you go further, I just want to put that, and I always say it. I probably said it every episode. It's called reparenting, unparenting.
Yes.
You have to reparent yourself
Absolutely.
from the things that we have learned,
All that
because the shit that our parents have been through.
And I love my mom.
Yeah, we can.
I
Go for it. I'm
know.
sorry. I just had to say
no,
that.
you're
Go
right.
for it.
No,
Go
that's
for
it.
Yeah, I want to know. I want to know.
Okay. So again, I was raised by a single mom. So and my mom is lovely. She's very sweet. I think that she also attempted to like instill some type of masculinity. She's got this story that she tells about me playing football and like I got hit on some shit and I like hurt and I ran by the sideline like, damn, they hurt me. And she was like, hurt him back. Like she's that type of mom that she really wanted to give me that.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get it from her because on the day-to-day, that's not what her energy was. You feel me? So you can't turn that shit on for the game and then turn it off for the rest of the time and be whatever or try, again, but she tried her best. But as I got older and really I found religion. That's, soon it really was religion for me where I'm like, I'm reading the Bible and I'm reading about Jesus who ain't have a dad. It's so funny. I'm reading about Jesus who ain't got no dad, who is in some ways using whatever shit that he studied and researched and all that shit and being in alignment with who he feels like he is to where he's moving in this really like beautiful way, right? But then there are certain moments where like before he gets like caught up and is crucified and all that shit where he's like literally crying in the woods, like asking God, like, yo, is there any other way to make any of this shit? It feels so it almost feels like he doesn't know what the fuck is going on, but he knows something bad. I feel like something bad gonna happen. I don't know what the fuck it is. If there's another way for me to do this and like solve this mission that I'm here to do, like then please let me know. And there's no other way. And he's like, all right, well then fuck it then, let's do it. And like to me, that's as masculine as you can get. Is knowing on the other side of this is some horrible, scary shit. And I don't want to do it. But also, if I got to do it, then I got to do it.
I'm just say if you have to do it, you have to do it.
You got to. And so it's like, for me, it was reading shit like that, really studying, like I got into in that reparenting phase of my journey, really my 20s was that. It was me studying I've read like every holy book, like Quran, Bible, all that type shit.
Yeah.
And did a whole lot of meditation and all that because I was trying to discover something. And really what happened is I turned incredibly docile and accepting, which I thought that was masculine. All right, cool. Niggas is doing shit. It doesn't even affect me. And what I realize is, like, even when spiritual people talk about like the ego death and all that type of shit, I think that is like a step of it, but like you need your ego.
For sure.
Our ego is incredibly important to doing important things. Without your ego, then you just stay meditating. And the world passes you by because there's nothing that drives you to say, I'm going to accomplish this.
Right.
And so it is this balance between the acceptance and the I'm not here to react to everything that's going on, but also you need to have a driving force to be a successful, impactful human in general.
Faith without works is dead.
And so it's like ego death and then the ego resurrection as a different type of thing. They're like, all right, this is something that I feel is incredibly important. Let me use my ego to help me reach that incredibly important mission.
Oh, I love that.
Fucking totally get that.
That
shit.
is beautiful.
Because it's like, what if you don't like believe in your fucking self? Like, who else is gonna believe you? You know what I'm saying? You gotta have an ego. What are you gonna believe in if it's not an ego?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I get that.
Yeah.
I got a question though. Like, so anyone, in the Black community, right? There's a stereotypical thing where we always believe that talking to people is an issue, right? Whether it's a therapist or whether it's a friend or, you know what I'm saying? A therapist in particular. Why do you think that stereotype has been instilled in us so much that we can't, that it's not okay for us to have therapy from therapists and get help from outside sources? We've always been taught, shut the fuck up. Our business is our business. Don't talk our business. You know what I'm saying? Or don't talk about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Again, concealing your emotions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, in that aspect, like, why is that? And then second part of that question, how do we change that? And third part, do you think it's okay to talk to people?
Let me say this. I was recently talking to a friend and I was like, I think you should go to therapy. And he was like, why would I go to therapy? He was like, why would I sit here and talk to someone who doesn't know me and tell them all of what I'm going through? And, I'm just like, that's the problem that we have.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're so comfortable to talk to other people about our situation and you don't know what type. To me, a certain just spirits is important for me.
Sure.
Right.
Energy.
Energy. We could talk to our friends all day long, but you don't know where their spirit is at to where they sharing certain information, certain things to you where that advice is not it's not received and it's not positive.
Yeah.
Right.
You're
Misery
telling all your
love
shit,
company.
And somebody else wants all that shit to happen to your ass because
That
they
part.
hurt.
Exactly. So it's just like, why not talk to a therapist that don't know you and that is coming from a
non-judgeable,
almost subjective.
Yeah,
as
absolutely.
subjective as they can be for real.
Absolutely.
Here's my opinion on this, and I really think it's fact, but I'm just gonna say it's my opinion.
Yeah,
It comes down to religion and culture.
I agree.
Okay. I grew up Southern Baptist. Why are you going to talk to a therapist? Talk to Jesus.
Sure.
You can do both.
You could
Both of
do
them.
both. However, I need somebody
Gonna talk back to me.
gonna talk back to me. Somebody with an understanding, because sometimes you just need to say it.
Yeah.
You just need somebody.
Or you need to absolutely hear it.
Hear it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Let me
saying?
say it out loud so I can hear that
Yeah,
shit back.
I mean,
for real.
God talks to it. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? But oftentimes that voice is so silent, we
It
don't
is.
listen. You know what I'm
And
saying?
we don't listen.
So, and
And you got to put the work in.
And on top of this, though, but how the fuck did the therapist get his job?
Exactly.
Or their job? You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? There had to be some sort of God ordained,
Right.
so I'm sorry.
We really need to, like I said, it's culture and religion. Religion is, I'm with religion, organized religion. I'm with all that. I believe in God. I believe in all. But here's the thing: sometimes you do need to sit down and say it to somebody that can actually tell you, an educated mind, and say, "Hey, look, this is what's wrong with you," or maybe you should take this step. We do need advice.
Yeah.
We do need
We
these
do.
things. And when I talk about culture, I mean, think about when you used to be in grade school we used to laugh at niggas who could read.
Yes.
This
Read good.
This
Yeah.
nigga read good.
This nigga want to read.
He want to read.
your
That
hand
nigga,
down.
Who taught you?
that nigga read good. Like, you know what
That
I'm
was
saying?
me.
So,
That was always reading.
so if you're a person in the African American culture and you're a man and you tell one of your friends, yeah, man, I'm finna go to therapy. Therapy? This nigga going to therapy, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we get that. And why do we do that? I'm not sure about any other culture because I'm not in that culture. But I know black culture, whenever someone like me or you tell one of our homeboys, yeah, I'm going to therapy. This nigga going to therapy,
Yeah.
man.
And that's why people don't go, because it comes from a judgmental place.
Right.
So it's not safe to be like, let me go here and get help for myself to be better for myself, because your circle around you don't want the same thing.
And I
Not
think-
even for themselves.
And I think the part of it is like not really understanding what therapy is for real. Because
Yeah.
at some point you realize like maybe there's an idea of what therapy looks like.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that, bro. It's not that. My mom is a therapist, and she's been doing it for a very long time. And so when you realize like I'm really going in there and I'm speaking to a person and that's it, they may not have no advice. They may literally just be asking a whole bunch of questions. Then you start to be like, nigga, that's like me talking to your ass.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking to you. Maybe you listening. Maybe you have listening. Maybe you got a question now. How did you feel about that? But like, yes, nigga, it's just it's really basic. It's really normal. It sounds crazy because it's called a therapist and whatever. And you think we can get diagnosed and be diagnosed as crazy. You know what I'm saying? We think about this extreme version of therapy where somebody goes in and come out with a handful of drugs.
Or you
I
laying
was
out,
just gonna say.
Yeah.
I think
Or
most
you just
people.
laying out on the couch.
You
or
feel me?
something.
I think most people get therapists confused with psychiatrists.
Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Right.
The fucking psychiatrist, I'm not going to go to a psychiatrist because I don't want no drugs like that unless I'm paying for it on the street.
Right.
You know, I mean,
Unless it's a motherfucking
you know what I'm
weed.
saying? You know, it's,
Give
you
me a
know,
perky on the
right.
low.
You know, but I'm just saying though, I don't want to go to a psychiatrist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because psychiatrist is gonna diagnose me
right, they're
psychosis
looking to
medication.
diagnose, right.
You know what
That's
I'm
what they're
saying?
looking to
So
do, sure.
I think if there's an understanding within our culture and our community
Right.
that what the fuck a therapist does, who they are, and you know what I'm saying,
So
what they're
basically,
capable of doing.
We can't argue with the ignorant.
Yeah.
Somebody
No,
don't
you
know.
cannot.
Why would I argue with you? Maybe I can inform you. Maybe I can say, "Oh, well, this
That's
is what it
it.
is," and maybe by the end of it, the nigga be like, "Shit, I want to go."
Maybe
That's
so.
It's like
it.
going to a fucking physical therapist or some shit. Nigga, like, you gonna go work out with somebody? Like, nah, he tells you the workouts and make sure you doing. I want to get a bigger
Yeah.
chest. He gonna help me.
He's triggered.
Well, that
So-
sounds fire, nigga. I wish I
Yeah.
could go to a fucking physical therapy. You know what I'm saying? It's like we don't know, so
Good
we're just
example.
guessing.
That's a
Because
good example.
I don't know how many times you've talked to your friend and the only response they have for you is, "That's crazy."
Exactly.
Like, man,
That's
I
me.
just told
I'm
you.
the that's crazy.
I be like,
nigga.
wow.
Like, I just
Wow,
told you
shit.
I'd
some
be like, wow,
traumatic
that's wild,
shit.
bro.
Like, I'm
Damn, bro.
going through
That's
life right
crazy.
now, and the only thing you can tell me is, "That's crazy." And I done heard that 10 times from you. Like, give me some
Switch it up.
advice.
Switch it up.
That's so
Give
funny.
me some advice. Stop saying that that's crazy, because I know it's crazy.
Yeah.
That's why I'm telling you.
It is so crazy. I need to report
That's
about what the fuck is going on with my ass.
And that's also your friends too. Like I had Jonathan had texted me one time. I was in Vegas, and he told me something that happened dramatic to his car, and I was in the midst. It was like super fucking early, and I was in the midst of like fucking doing putting a wig on, and I had sent an exclamation on the message, and he was like, "Nigga, what the fuck? I just told you this." I was like,
Yeah.
"I'm so sorry." I said, "I'm in the
bad,
midst
bro.
of working." He said, "But I was expecting, what the fuck? Why,
Right.
what happened?
And you
Normally I'm that
reacted.
person,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And as a friend, that's going back to the friends know who you are and how you
And
react.
they're looking
Right.
for that from you. I need to pull the you that I know out of you right now. That's
You
what I'm
need
telling
an unbiased opinion.
You do.
Right.
You don't need somebody on your side when you're doing some stupid shit.
No.
When you're doing
and that's
stupid
why
shit.
sometimes
I need a nigga on my
talking
side.
to-
For that. I don't
No,
know. Fuck all that shit. I respect that.
No.
I need a nigga on my side.
No.
I'm with you there.
By the
bro.
time if I'm ever doing something, that means that I've thought about it a whole fucking lot, my nigga.
No.
So what I'm doing, I need you to fuck with me.
Nah.
And well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Come on,
I'll say that because I've been doing music and acting for years and years and years. You feel me?
Right.
How many times you think a nigga has said, "All right, bro, like this shit you've been doing this for a long time. Maybe you should just do blank." How many times do you think my mom specifically has said, "Hey, you should probably, hey, my nigga, what you want to do instead of doing?" I don't need nobody to tell me that the thing that I'm trying to do, what I'm feeling, how I'm responding to shit is stupid.
You do need
because
that.
I'm a grown human.
You need
I
that.
know what the fuck it looks like, and I'm doing some fire. I believe
You don't
in
need.
it.
Listen, you don't
Everybody
need,
who has ever told me their little reason is now sitting here saying congratulations on your shit, bro.
Exactly.
I don't
And
want to
that's the
hear
point.
you. So I want to hear you hype me up.
But that's the point.
Hype me up.
That's
hype
the
me up,
point.
friend.
But then that's when your ego come involved because they tell you that you can't do it, knowing that you can.
Come on.
So
Come on.
now you're like,
That's your
let me
testimony.
show these niggas what I can do.
Come on.
I promise you,
I use that as motivation.
I've had that point
Absolutely.
where I was like, oh, I want people to blah, blah. Now I realize it's so nice instead of having a bunch of your friends in front of you like, maybe wait, you're like, I got to prove my friends wrong.
Right.
What if all your friends is the ones pushing you like, hell yeah, how can I help you? That's why I tell people, even my partner, I've told her,
And
like,
you have those friends
instead of you
too.
telling me how you think it's impossible that I'm doing this thing, how about you tell me what you think I need to be able to get it done? How about you tell me what you think, oh, this is going to be hard for you. You should probably think about this part. You can position your questions or your concerns, because really that's concern. If I'm telling you I don't think you do it, I'm concerned for you because I don't think you're going to succeed. Let me try to be a stop sign. Instead of that, how about you help a nigga out? Or tell me what you think I'm supposed to be knowing.
Tell me the negative. Tell me the negative so I can turn
Because you're not
to a
thinking about it.
positive.
Are you thinking about the negative or you not thinking about it?
I don't think about. I don't
Oh, okay.
care
Well,
about
that's
the
fire.
negative. But
There you
tell
go.
me the
I'm
negative
the
so I
opposite.
can be like, I don't care what you think. Your
Yeah.
opinion doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
sometimes you do need a rational thinker. Like it might not be the best because I'm a delusional thinker. I think delusional, and then I take my delusion and I turn it into exactly what I dreamed about.
Love that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I do need a negative in my life. I don't need everything to be one level.
love
I
that.
need challenges in my life. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to like people that's always on your side, I love them. I love them. And sometimes they'll say some shit that I know that, you know, oh yeah, you should go and do this, Gerard. Yeah, great, man. I'm right behind you. I want somebody to be like, man, don't do that. I'm
Yeah.
like, why?
Yeah.
Let me show you.
Well, I do have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're on the topic of mindful masculinity. Do you believe there's room for femininity within the understanding of masculinity, and how do you manifest that in your life?
Oh shit.
So yes, I will start there. Like absolutely, like masculinity and femininity are it's a spectrum. I feel like we now have understood or at least respect that. But also, it's important for whatever you're trying to accomplish to be able to dance those lines, right? Because femininity to me is really about creativity and like these curves and shit like that. And masculinity to me is like straight lines. It's very like this is how it is, how it's gonna be. And so balancing between, like you saying, having a goal and saying this is what the fuck I'm gonna do, and then being and you're feminine enough to be able to creatively get to that goal. Sometimes it's not going to be exactly how you imagine it. We do shows all the time. I realize this now that I'm doing more live shit. It's like you imagine this is how it's going to go, and then somebody call out, and then somebody not available, and then somebody not going to be able to pick up the phone, and somebody said they was going to be there, and they not there. All those times are when you turn on that creative thinking and say, all right, well, how the fuck can I still accomplish my goal even if shit is falling apart? So it takes the bending, right, of the femininity also with the clarity of the masculine. And like, it's a journey to like figure out where you apply it. And I feel like, as an artist, I probably apply it more than most men. I know, and I have had conversations with a bunch of niggas that's like, what are you talking about? Like, nigga, this how we doing that shit. It's like, bro, it's not working. You're doing it the exact same way you've been doing it. It's not working. You should probably think about it another way. But this is how but I said that I was going. My nigga, that shit is both, bro. It's broken, my nigga. So again, it takes a lot to like unlearn, again, the rigidness of what we imagine masculinity to be in order to allow for, let me go around this wall instead of trying to like just go through that motherfucker and use my brute force to break down some shit.
So let me make sure I understand the question. Are you saying this in a female aspect or just a male aspect to have room?
A male
aspect.
To have feminine energy.
Within their masculinity.
Yeah.
And how do you manifest that in your life?
Like I said, I was raised by women. So for a long time, it was like, like I didn't understand what metrosexual meant, right?
Okay.
But I found myself being a metrosexual for a long time.
Sure.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't make me less of a man because at the same time I love women, but I love how motherfucking candles smell. Nigga, you know what I'm saying? I like a eucalyptus bath every now and again. Like this
And
is
how
what
did
it is.
eucalyptus become feminine is my question. But that's what
that's
the culture. You feel me? That's the culture that we talking about. Is like, damn, nigga, I can't like.
But that's
the
not
scent
that's
of
the
some
new
things.
age that we're
That's just
in.
what we in. That's just where we
Keep
at.
going because I got something.
Turn
You
it
know
on.
what I'm
Turn it
saying?
on.
Like
Talk that shit.
I like fucking candles. This is not tequila. This is red wine that I'm sipping on. It's a Cabernet.
Cheers,
It's
Okay.
a motherfucking Cabernet in this bitch. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I do. But you know what I'm saying? At the same time, does that make me less of a man? Fuck no.
Right.
Fuck no, because I love women. But what it does, it actually enhances me as being a man.
Sure.
Because I listen to women. I understand what women want. I understand what women like. Not all the time. I'm not an expert in this shit.
Yeah.
But when it comes to
You've had a little experience. is what
yeah,
you're
when
saying.
it comes to small things, like I said, I got 3 sisters. One of them is a lesbian. The other one is married, and the other one is a single mom. I've seen all aspects of
for
that.
sure.
You know what I'm saying? I
Literally all
understand
three.
all aspects of that, and because of that, you know, I'm educated enough to be like, that's what she's going through. That's what she might be going through. I can't just pinpoint in every aspect of I'm 100% right, but I know to ask those questions and I know how to respond to those things.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's important for men to tap into that aspect of life, but don't get lost in it.
Sure. And
No.
What I was gonna say is like for me, especially again, I was saying during my 20s, like one thing that I did is I started to refer to everybody as just human, and just really locking in on the idea like we're all people. Like it's not like a masculine and a feminine, all
What
that
did I
shit.
say earlier?
We're just niggas for real. And if you realize like I'm just a human, then all the shit that you're doing is not like, oh, this is a masculine thing, it's a feminine thing. It's just like I'm a person on the planet. This just makes sense to do right now.
I'm just a human being, humanly being.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
I can't, and I can't be anything else other than, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And on top of that, let's build a personal identity that says this is me doing this, it's me doing that. But like, let's just start with like I'm a human, and then so when you bring that up, that's how I feel. It's like there are things that I think we describe as being a masculine or a feminine thing, and then we had to ask, or at least I've had to ask plenty of times, like, what makes this feminine?
Right.
Like which part of it, nigga?
Yeah,
like
just,
again, I've talked about before we got on air about my little buns. It's like, what makes this feminine for real? Because it's fun?
Right.
Because it's silly? Like, I don't get to be a silly nigga. Like I can't be, you feel me? Or whatever the fuck. It's like I just want to have some fun for real. Like, I'm on the planet. I get to make some decisions. Let's make some decisions that also has, like, I'm able to look in the mirror with it and be like, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
So,
I think it's also the culture of what feminine and masculine is. You know what I'm saying? Like what so okay, we always perceive when I think of feminine, just thinking about culture, you think about homosexual, right?
Sure.
You think about
Soft.
homosexual, soft, somebody that's twitching, that's something that's, when all actuality, that's not what that is.
None of that, right.
You know what I'm saying? A feminine is just a lack of masculinity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a rib taken therefrom. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So whether it's just whether I might not walk it straight, or you know what I'm saying, my voice may not be as deep, which is inhabitable anyway. I
and
can't
also
control
it's good.
that.
As a person who has a deep ass voice, and I never use my deep ass voice, I always like, this is me normally talking. I never talk like this, only because I feel like people aren't able to hear me for real. It sounds kind of gravelly, so that people are like, what did you say? So then I put on a little thing to make sure that people, like, it has a little more expression, has a little whatever, but like I've learned, like, oh, if you talk here, then no matter where you're talking, I'm across the room, I'm right next to you, whatever, you can hear every word that I'm saying. Like, these are things that we learn, again, like you said before, like on some human shit. And I don't know, oh, well, I'm trying to be more of a man, so let me put this on. No, as a human, I should probably tell it like this is how our ears work. They pick up more of this shit here, so why I should do that. But like we just got too many rules. And so when you release the rules, then you're able to be free to like, oh, this is how I'm gonna move. So I'm gonna act. This is what I like, this is what I don't like. And I think that, to me, is the most masculine thing. I like red wine, so I'm drinking a Cabernet. So I brought a fucking Cabernet,
It's having the confidence of who you are.
This is it.
You know, being
No
a
matter
man
what.
and a woman.
Fire.
You know, because I'm seeing, oh, there's a lot of masculine women, and I'm just like, what does that mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
What is that?
and them also tapping into, I think their masculine, you know what I'm saying, being like we say, you know what I'm saying, you were raised by your mother, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, but to be raised by your mother, even though you said her masculinity didn't always work,
It did.
you know what I'm saying, but
She tried.
she had to have some sort of,
She
you know
put-
what I'm
she put
saying,
it on for me, for real.
She had to,
Sure.
you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
she had to confiscate. She had to compensate,
Sure, for
you
not
know what I'm
having
saying,
that.
for not having
That's
that,
facts.
where if she didn't have any physical being of masculinity in her, she wouldn't know how.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? If she
Sure.
hadn't learned that from her ancestors or her dad or
Sure.
grandfather or whatever,
Yeah,
then
she didn't have
you
that
know
either,
she
for real,
wouldn't
damn.
have had it. So
Right.
I think it's just a natural mix of just understanding. You know what I'm saying? Okay, this is how this looks. This
Right.
is how
And
that
it's a
looks.
gift. She tried to
Right.
do it as a gift.
Right.
Let me be masculine so I can gift him masculinity.
Right.
And then that's what we're talking about. Like a woman is not able to effectively teach that to a
Right.
man only because you are not. So
Right.
even
Right.
though you're
Yeah.
trying to teach it, it's still feminine. It's feminine masked
Right,
with
right.
some strength or
Right.
whatever that you think it is. But femininity is also incredibly strong. So quit playing with the
Absolutely.
feminine.
Yes.
Stop playing with the
Absolutely.
feminine and just allow the
Right.
feminine to be feminine, whatever that looks like to you. Allow the masculine to be masculine. Sometimes the masculine look weak, like we talking about niggas crying. That could be the strongest thing that nigga did. Maybe another person crying is
I
how
think
you
it takes
actually
a lot
weak
for
right
a
now.
man to cry.
It really
So
does.
I definitely think
I'm
it's
not
a
a
strong.
good. I've cried 3 times since I've become grown, only because I don't know. Honestly, not even that.
What?
I'll say this:
Well, you need to get
the
you
reason
a
why.
Right,
need to get you a good crying.
you need a good hug, my nigga. Get the fuck out.
The reason why I do that is I think I've just now learned this thing is like I think a lot about the emotion. And so because I do that, then I'll get to this point where I'm like, oh, I might cry right now. And it instantly goes away because I've thought about and processed
Yeah.
the fuck out of the
So
emotion.
that's the
It's
thing,
not emotion
though,
no more. It's a
because
thought.
because that's the thing. You've been taught not to fucking cry, and so you've mentally processed it all the way up to the point where it's like, oh shit, I'm finna cry. I better not do this shit. But I better not do
But
this
I
shit.
be literally
But-
sitting there like, oh, I'm with it right now. Let's go, baby. And then
but
it just
I'm the-
fucking float away. And I'm like,
I'm the
damn,
same
that was
way
a cry.
though. That I'm the same way. So it's just like, does that make me masculine because I try not to show my emotion as much, and I'm very independent on who I am, and it's just like, oh, I don't need my man for this. I
Right.
got it.
Well, yes, that's some masculine shit because
Sure.
because and it's again something I'm learning. I'm not a master at this shit, but like we all need each other.
Right, absolutely.
We all need each other.
Yeah.
And so as
And
soon
I'm-
as you are cutting
I
off
am
and I don't need,
reparenting myself.
there you go.
Right.
I am.
And that's the thing, and that's also understanding and acknowledging, like, nigga, I do need both of this. You
Yeah,
know what
I
I'm
need
saying?
all of
Like,
this.
But what's
Right.
hard for me is I don't know how to say that or to express that, so it comes off as anger.
Right.
I'm angry and I don't want to talk about it. I'm going to just keep it going, whatever.
Sure.
But on the inside, I'm crying. I'm dying.
Sure.
well, you
I'm
still,
hurt.
I mean, we still are fucking learning ourselves. Like you said, we're all still reparenting. There's a thing that
Every
we
day.
can't just expect for it to fucking change over goddamn night.
Right.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
it
saying?
don't.
So, like, it takes time. I'm
Yeah.
36. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. I'm a Scorpio. I'm emotional as fuck. I'll cry. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I have experienced enough. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's hurt, whether it's anger, whether it's death, or whether it's anything that I know my emotions. You know what I'm saying? I know my masculinity side. I also know my feminine side. You know what I'm saying? And as a man growing up from brothers, you know what I'm saying? Oh, nigga, you need to do this and you need to do this. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'm like, nigga, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
Right.
like, I'm going to be me regardless. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I had to get to that point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And of course, it toughened me out, but you know, I was able to balance. You know what
Right,
I'm saying?
right.
So I think that just knowing how to, what it looks like for you, you know what I'm saying, as a person, what it looks like on the outside, and then learning how to just bring it to yourself and be comfortable with expressing
Sure. Comfortable.
those.
Facts.
You know what I'm
E,
saying?
can I tell you this? I'm excited for your journey. Because at least to me, again, we've had limited interactions outside of this space, but like to me, you are so lovely.
Oh,
So
thank you.
so I think whatever that looks like for you, I'm excited for it, and I also want to make sure and encourage you to continue to find those spaces where you do feel comfortable. Because that's really what it is. It's like maybe they're surrounding certain energies. Like I don't want how I think you will respond to all of this this that I'm feeling right now. I don't want the world to respond to me in this way. I want to be this thing or whatever. So again, I'm rooting for you as you continue to find that comfortability and like do your shit, because I think whatever it is glorious. You know what I'm saying? And I think that really speaks to what you were saying. Is like, not only do we have both of those, but I think in order to accomplish like whatever big ass journey, beautiful ass goal that you have, you're just going to take all of you. Like in order for you to get to that place that you like, nigga, when I die, I want to have been able to say that I did, oh, listen, I got this, I got this. It can't just be that one little sliver of you. It's got to literally be the entire spectrum of your journey and your experience and your power and your identity and all that. So like, I think as we're living, we are finding the tools of all of the things to then be able to showcase that. Like I imagine, again, we go back to my example of masculinity being Jesus and shit. Like I feel like Jesus was vibrating on all, like they talk about chakras and shit. You on all the chakras. You got all the motherfuckers open and they're all blaring. So you walk in a room and shit different. You talk to this motherfucking water and say, hey, you should be wine right now. And the water be like, okay. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think it takes all of that. And I think that it is a part of our human journey to like go from where we are right now to like, I saw that I had this feeling and then I shut it off. Next time that I feel it, let me try to be a little bit more open, a little bit more open, a little bit. And sooner or later, all of you is like gushing through, and then people feel it, and they instantly feel connected to you, and they instantly feel like, damn, it feel like I've known you for a long ass time. What the fuck is that about? It's not because of a past life or no shit. It's like, nigga, because I'm here with you. I'm giving you all of me right now, and it feels familiar because
and I'm being vulnerable.
Right. I think this year has definitely brought me on all levels of who I am. I'm learning that I have masculine ways about me, and I'm learning the feminine side about me. And I went through every emotion with that this year. Right. For sure. This year I probably cried more than I've ever cried in my life.
And that's good.
I love that for you.
Look, I want to say this on this podcast right now. Whoever's watching, listening, whatever you're doing, find one day out the month where you in the shower and just cry your motherfucking eyes out.
Why you say that? I did it this morning. I was listening
We can cry on.
Cry whatever the fuck you feel like it. Yeah. But if you're a man and you're ashamed of crying in front of people, cry in the fucking shower.
No, for real. No,
I don't give a fuck. Just
y'all gonna have to teach me how to cry.
I don't care, bro.
It's like sometimes like
you need it.
I'm hoping for it.
You need it.
Have you experienced any death in your family? Like close death?
Yeah.
You need it.
Sometimes.
Again, even that. I don't know. I've like accepted like, oh, death happens, and so we should be okay with it, and death
I agree.
be deathing, and so damn, why I'm gonna be sitting here satisfied?
It's part of life.
It's the thing that happens to
it's
every
beautiful.
I'm gonna sit here and be satisfied.
Everything has to be experienced. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Don't be afraid to tap into that emotion, even though I'm a man. And I'm supposed to be strong. Be strong for your family. Show that face. Show face for people. Show face for friends. But when you by yourself in the dark and you got time alone, tap into that and fucking cry.
I love that.
Get that shit the fuck out,
if
man.
you can.
If you can.
Because I'm one on one. So
I don't know how you doing it. I'll be honest. I don't know how you doing it.
We teach Darius how to cry.
We got how you doing it. But if you get to a point in your
series
life,
of the pod, but for the next one is y'all helping me cry.
We got to figure it out.
Fucking get that shit out.
We got to figure it out.
Let me tell you what's gonna help you cry.
Please.
And not even to just really help you, because you might not. Life experience.
Yes.
What you went through 5 minutes ago, it's not what you're going through.
But
right
he
now.
told us, goddamn it, he's been through all that and he ain't cried yet.
And I'll say this one thing that
he said all that for.
Well, he's in tune with his emotions. I don't know.
There's a movie called The Founder, and it talks about like McDonald's. I don't know if y'all seen this shit. It's an incredible ass film about McDonald's. And one thing that they say is like, the process of getting through making a fucking burger.
Right.
And I think the mastery, right, is like they figured out how to go from not having a burger to having a burger, and then they made it incredibly efficient to where they were able to do it really fast. That is my prayer with everything in life. It's like, how do you go from sad and I don't want to do shit and I want to lay in the bed to, all right, nigga, let's get up and let's get it. First, it's very slow, right? It takes that whole day of you, let me lay in the bed all day. And then sooner or later, it's like 4 hours, I'm like, all right, maybe I should go work out. Maybe I need some food. Maybe I need to drink some water. Let me take a shower. And then sooner or later, you have your recipe that's like, all right, I'm sad. these are my mental, emotional walkthroughs to go from being sad and out of it and just want to lay in the bed to like, nigga, I've accomplished so much today.
Yep.
And like that is me with everything. Is like, how do I become even more efficient at going from here to here?
But to me, I get that, right? I totally get that.
Sure.
I understand that. But to me, that's saying in the moment of you being sad, right? That's saying,
Don't feel
fuck
it.
That's saying, oh fuck, I'm sad.
How I
Let me
get out of it.
mask this shit to get over it. You know what I'm saying? Let me do these things to cope with it as opposed to deal with it.
Sure.
You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
So, like, I think that for me, what I feel like for you, Darius, is you need to figure out like how to actually get in tune
And
with that
sit in the emotion.
and sit in that emotion.
learning.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? As opposed to like just
shaking that shit
shaking
off.
it off.
Or
You know what I'm
realize
saying?
that maybe he realized the emotion and then
And then
switched
it's over.
it.
Yeah. I'm not dealing with it.
Sure.
I'm not
This
dealing
is
with
not
it.
therapy.
No, I
There's
love it.
something-
I promise you. And I think about that often. And so again, these are
We're
things
not ganging
again,
up
like
on
you're
you.
saying, I promise you I'll be thinking about this shit. But also I feel like almost like I'm here for more than just being sad. I'm here for more than my emotions. My emotions, they be coming and going. They go the fuck away. How many times you been mad at somebody and then later you like, man, I wish I wasn't mad at your ass because now I want to talk to you about this, but I can't because now it looks incongruent because I was mad and now I'm happy. Whatever. So it's like,
But your
that
emotions
I'm
is-
here for more. So let me turn my shit up.
But
Let me
your
turn my-
emotions is a part of the process.
Sure.
You have to have those emotions to process how you
Emotion-
feel and get to that point.
Emotions build character.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
What H-Town
You don't
say?
think so?
I don't know. I think
H-Town
that's
said
lovely. I think that's a
emotions
lovely-
make you cry sometimes, but it ain't
What, you
always
said
got
H-Town?
H-Town. But
He
listen,
so did.
listen. But crying does
Baby.
not always have to be a sad thing.
No.
You could cry because
Let me-
shit, man, I ain't even know if I was gonna pay this rent.
You know what? I got so excited. I did the reject the other day with my little babies for me when I booked rap shit. Like that's, I promise you, that was my celebration. My cry was like,
Yeah.
Right.
I was doing a fucking reject. I was like, nigga, you getting it. Nigga.
You
Real
did
shit.
like
that
certain
was-
things you come through and you don't even know how the fuck you was gonna
But
get
wait,
through that
Jay.
shit.
We
It
might have
ain't
to
even
cut that.
sadness. It's just happiness.
Yeah.
It's an understanding that
I
man,
cried
look
this
what
morning
I
on the way
did.
here. Well, not on the way here. I got in the shower and I was listening to DJ Khaled, God Did.
Yeah.
And I felt that. That's why
Right.
I want
word.
us to walk out to that song when we do our
DJ
lunch.
Khaled
party.
did that?
No.
Dear God, like
But
I'm
you
trying to
talking
get me a DJ Khaled.
No,
God did now.
God did because
But yeah.
I really thought about like, damn, I made it through this. I had a baby.
Yeah.
I buried my
Congratulations.
grandma.
Come on.
Oh wow.
My faith was tested.
Yeah.
Everything I went through, and here I am on top of it all.
Look at and
Like-
not to even go back into the past, but look at where we have come from.
Yes.
It has been 4 years since 2020.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hello.
It has been 4 years and you're still here. That is alone one reason to get into the shower and just cry. And it's not even sadness. It's just like, thank you. Oh my
Yes.
God. You know
I
what
said
I'm
a
saying?
prayer and I said thank you.
And it's
Thank
and that's
you.
And this is maybe another thing that could be a flaw, could be a thing. But like for me, these are everything that I'm experiencing, things that I continue to experience, or things that I imagine for myself. So sometimes they be happening, and an amazing ass thing happens, and I'm like, duh. What
Yeah.
you thought? You thought that you were gonna stop, nigga. You haven't
Facts.
stopped doing none of the. You know what I'm saying? Like you looking, it's like I'm the only one that believe this shit, nigga. Even when there's, you know what I'm saying. So
I got a question.
I don't
for
know.
you.
That's weird. Yeah, please put me on.
I have a
Yeah,
question.
yeah,
Do
yeah,
you
yeah.
allow yourself to be vulnerable within yourself?
Absolutely. That I think is what I'm saying is like I'm instantly vulnerable. I'm instantly willing to say like, yeah, absolutely. I'll get to the point where I feel like I'm gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry because again, I'm thinking about me crying, and I'm able to say, or instantly able to say like, you know, we've done some really tough things. But in all the things, when my barber reminded me pretty recently, I was in his chair. And I was like, wouldn't it be fire as fuck if I'm on a fucking TV show and I release my motherfucking next single on the show? I'm not releasing no music until I get on TV, nigga. I did it. I didn't, but I forgot
You
because
manifested that
I had
in your
already
life.
said it. I forgot that they're like, yeah, nigga, you accomplished that shit. So I'm sitting there with him like, man, this shit's crazy as fuck. All shit we doing. He like, nigga, you don't remember telling me this shit when we was in my car?
Well, they
cutting your hair?
did say the power is in the tongue.
So I'm experiencing these things, and again, they are a blessing, and I'm very
No,
aware of how
exactly.
cool it is. But like, it's
Exactly.
like it's cool, but also this is shit that I was saying. I wasn't like, please. I flippantly was getting a haircut and was like, nigga, wouldn't it be fire as fuck? Nigga, that shit would just look crazy. If I'm nigga on, you see me on TV and next thing you know, you go on my Instagram or some shit, I just drop some new shit. Nigga, it should be fire. It wasn't like it was just honest. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, I hope that. I didn't put a whole lot on it. I didn't like, let me try to meditate into none of that shit. It was just like, all right, cool. So wouldn't it be tight if blank? And so then to do the thing, it's like, that's what I'm here to do, is to do the thing. And so I'm trying to figure out how to really lean in, like you're saying, and be like, but remember, like I've slept in my car. Mm-hmm. I used to work at Panera Bread.
Come on.
I used to
serving in Amazon.
That's what I'm like.
I've done all of I've experienced all of what people consider like the worst, like couch hopping. Like, I've done all of that, but none of it ever had me like, what am I doing here? It all just like, it's part of the journey. It's a part of the journey.
You gotta go there. It's just like you said.
I can't believe it. Nah, nigga, I can believe, nigga. Yes, so you sit on the couch, nigga. You paid for that, nigga. Turn up.
Your ass to ayahuasca treatment or something, nigga. We need to go.
But again, I've had the mushroom. I did the heroes.
Ayahuasca.
From what you told me, you're a real spiritual person, right?
Absolutely.
I see it all.
And I'm telling you, it's a different cry out when you cry out spiritually. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I don't even want to get real religious, but
hit me with the shit, bro.
When you tap into that spiritual side of you and you think about it and you be like, God or Jesus or whoever you celebrate, you brought me from here. I promise you, it is gonna happen. Because you'll have that come to Jesus moment. And all of a sudden, it's all out. It happens to me a lot.
Well, maybe what if like we've just met like a person that just can't fucking cry over their emotions?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What if you just maybe you express that type of emotion differently? Maybe Gerard, I got a question.
Yeah.
If you listening to our friend Darius, right? Expressing emotions, right? What would you tell Darius? Like, what would be a tool or a way that would be more easier for him to be more expressive with his emotions?
Well, I don't
coming from your perspective, just outside looking in.
Yeah.
What would be like? Hey, bro, like, what would you like?
Well, I don't think he has a problem with expressing his emotions. I just think it's on the crying side, right?
Sure.
Right.
So it may be something that happened in your childhood that was like, don't cry. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not necessarily saying cry in front of people, cry in public, but it should just be a point in your life where you're just sitting at home or wherever you're at by yourself and you have that moment. For me, I could be driving and nobody in the car and I got to have a moment to myself where I stop the car. I might shed a few thug tears. Now, I might shed a few thug tears just to get that. I love it. Just to get it off of me, because I need to feel that. I need to feel alive at that moment.
Yeah.
I need to be in the moment. I need to realize that moment. And I need to be grateful. That's all my cries be about. It's never anything about being sad. It's like, I made it. I'm here. Yeah. This is me presently. And I'm going to express everything that I feel right here in this moment. That's me.
I love that.
You know, like I said, I can't speak for you, but you said when you were younger, you cried, you're spiritual. But, you know, for me, it's whenever I feel it, I'm not going to do it in front of like everybody here, but I'm going to say that moment, I'm like, yep, got to get out of here. So when
some people do understand what this life is and what it is going to be, you know, honestly. What I realized, my grandmother recently passed away. And I didn't cry because I was sad.
Sure.
I cried because I'm like, girl, I am happy for you. You are where you want to be, where you're supposed to be. You're on the other side of life.
Right.
And what I came to the realization is I understood my emotions, and this is all an illusion.
Yeah.
This is all an illusion. So, and this is why I say for Darius, he may understand what this side of life is, to where it doesn't even take him to that emotional place of needing to cry.
Right.
because he understands the illusion that we have on this earth.
And
it goes a little deeper than what's here on this playing field.
I will say that I have had moments where I felt completely detached from being a human. Completely detached. Like there's like, what the fuck? Well, this is boring as fuck, and like I don't feel nothing. And I've actually had to go through a whole lot to get me to feeling again. Because at some point when you're in that hyper spiritual shit, I think it's beautiful. Like we talked about the ego death. I think we talked about before the cameras went on. You go through all that shit, but then at the end, then it's like, all right, well, why am I? If it's my ego dead, and now I don't want to do nothing. Like, man, we're all here just floating for real. Why the fuck am I sitting here trying to be so thirsty to accomplish some shit? So I've definitely went through all of that shit, but I can say on the other side, like, I think emotions are incredible things because they remind us how real we are.
Right.
We're human. We're on the planet for real. And you feel some shit, and it's like, if I ever thought that this shit ain't mean nothing to me, and then I feel this, and I'm in the shower crying, this means everything to me. And so now, I feel like almost to the point where like everything means everything to me. Right. And I think it might be healthy, might not be healthy. I've realized a little more. I've heard a little bit about my astrology and my signs and all that type shit. And like, I guess my Virgo is in Pisces, and so that means that I am the most lovely motherfucking everything is love, and I'm fuck with everybody type shit. But like, I'm learning more about these things, and I'm like, damn, that's probably why I meet a stranger and I feel like I'm comfortable. If you want to talk about some deep shit or talk about nothing, I'm cool with it. And also why there was so much of my journey where I hated small talk. I don't want to talk about nothing with you because I know there are things we could actually be talking about that would be valuable to you and to me. Right. So I need to let's just go ahead and get into the shit. Right. And I remember being at this party. It was like early Insecure, probably like season 2, season 3 Insecure. We doing whatever type of like rap party. I think Prentice Penny, shout out to Prentice for being the most loveliest guy. He like threw this event at this spot, and everybody was in the living room, or not, everybody was in the kitchen. So many people. It was a small kitchen. Everybody was in the fucking kitchen talking and shit like that. And I went and just sat on this couch in the living room, and I crossed my motherfucking legs, and I just sat there. And sooner or later, we had like 8, 9 people that all came and just sat in this kitchen. We ended up having a really deep living room, my shoes off, Indian style meditation conversation that like meant everything to me. And again, it's like we're all on different levels or different parts of our journey. They all matter the same. There's not like one is better or worse or higher or lower, all that shit, but we're at different spaces. And I realized for me, with everything I do, even like I'm saying, I want friends who are just hyping me up, is because I'm one of the ones that feels like I'm here to create new spaces. We have the space for the jock nigga or whatever. We got the space for this guy is always doing this shit. I feel like we don't have the space for what I'm on. And so everything has been about me being willing to step out on faith and be like, shit, I feel like this, and I pray that I will find, and I not only pray, but I know that I will find the people that also feel like this with me, instead of me hoping to transform people who don't feel like that. Let me just find my tribe for real. Let me find my niggas who, when I say this,
and I
like,
can agree on that. That's why I tell people, like, I could, like you said, I could sit there and have real conversations with you because I'm deeper than this earth. Yeah, that's why I said, I'm deeper than the earth. We could go. We could go.
My nigga there is a man's man. You hear me? He reminds me of my grandfather. I've never seen my grandfather cry, but I knew he probably cried. I just don't know.
He got it somewhere.
He got it in somewhere.
Let me find out Darius cry. He ain't telling us.
I gotta see it. I told y'all like 3 times. It's been like 3 times as a grown up.
Like so three times as a grown up. You know what I'm saying? It's getting there. E, if you don't mind me asking, how old was your grandmother?
71.
71. All right. Yes, indeed.
And that's where I'm like, maybe parts of the masculinity come from, because she was also a single mother raising 4 boys, 1 girl. And I'm her granddaughter, and she was a very strong woman. So most of who I am come from her as being this strong woman. I got it. I can do it. I don't really need nobody type. That's why I was, when you was talking about your mom, like, you don't think that a woman could raise a masculine man? Because I feel like my granny did that.
I love that.
I feel like she did, and she even raised me to be this just strong. I couldn't say masculine because I'm a strong woman.
Yeah,
Like
exactly, strong.
I'm
woman
a cry,
is
but
not-
I'm gonna do it.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
Exactly.
hurt, but I'm gonna do it.
My grandmother, she also passed 2021. She was 98 years old.
Oh,
Blessings,
yes.
blessings.
So
That's a
she,
blessing.
yeah,
That sure
indeed. She came from a father who was very stubborn, very masculine, very straight to the point, very family in what's the word? Oriented. Yeah. So he passed that along to her. I got that from her. So everything about our last name is just like strong. She never cried in front of us. You know what I'm saying? She never cried in front of us. And that's crazy. But like for her children, one of my uncles was very emotional. Like we would always get together and he would always say the prayer. But in the prayer, he would cry. He would cry. He would let it go.
Prayer.
And yeah. So
beautiful.
With me, that's where I got that from. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't afraid. I was like, if he could do, and I'm talking about a man. He was a man. He was a man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you think of a man, like chopping wood, like building houses, like pouring concrete, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like out in the fields doing those type of things. So it's a beautiful thing. That's why I was like, I'm not afraid to tap into that side. So when you saying that, you know, can a woman raise that type of man? I feel like they can up until a certain extent because my grandfather was also there. And the fact that my grandfather was there, it turned my uncle into that side of being a man's man.
So he's a man's man and had the balance with both to also be able to shed a tear.
But so my thing
That's
is
fire as
though,
fuck.
I get it real quick before I know you. What makes the job of laying fucking concrete and fucking shucking goddamn wood and fucking chopping trees down?
What if I could do
What
that?
makes that a man's job? You know what I'm saying?
Because niggas
That
wanna do
always
it.
has fucked with me a lot because it's like, oh, that's a man.
I'm
man
gonna
do
let
this.
you speak to
You
it.
know, I just don't think that equates as a masculinity or a masculine job. Like the last job I did was in Vegas. I have never seen that many, and they was building a hotel. I have never seen that many women construction workers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Why
so,
haven't you?
But I don't fucking know because the masculine because society
Sure.
has created a masculine image to be a construction worker, to be a man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Anytime we look at a construction worker, we see a man bent over with fucking ass crack out. We ain't never
Right.
seen a woman doing that
Right.
shit.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what society has placed on top of my head, and that's what I see.
Right.
And that's where we speak.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But who says that that's a man's job? It's just
So that was gonna make me ask: do you believe in gender roles?
absolutely fucking not. No. No.
I like them.
I believe
like
in
them?
them.
I like them to a certain extent.
I believe in them.
I don't. That's not. That again equates the first fucking thing I said.
So
I'm
you
a
don't think
human
women
being,
should
humanly
do
being.
something
How does
and-
that? Because how? That's just like saying a fucking man. Because a nail tech is not a man's job. That a man can't do that because it's necessarily a feminine job.
feminine thing.
Yeah, that's a feminine thing.
Sure.
You know what? It's so that brings me back to culture. Culture.
Yes.
Nobody ever questions the culture when it comes to doing nails. I've never seen a black nail tech.
A man? I
A
sent you one
straight
last night.
man. No,
I sent you one last night.
A straight man.
So I got
sent
him
you
on
one last
speed
night.
dial.
You did?
Pass him the
Definitely
information.
sent you one last night.
Okay, but nobody ever questioned about if they're straight, if they're gay.
I'm sure in the comments they do.
Yeah.
But he
we
got
go
his
to the-
girlfriend. But so the thing is, though, clarification, right? I feel like this is almost like a toxic masculinity thing, right?
Yeah.
Because every other post, he posts about his girlfriend. Oh, yeah, I do this for my girl. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But why do you have to clarify that or justify that? We don't fucking care. You know what I'm saying?
Right, I don't
It's
care who you do it
because
for.
the fucking culture. It's
Right,
what people say is masculine and what's feminine.
I want to talk about the
It's
culture, but I
labels
know
on
you want
new
to answer
things
this
now.
question directly.
No, I
I'm
mean,
going
do
to go on a
you want-
cultural
you wanna
tangent.
jump in?
Well, let's talk about this. If we're talking about the culture, I will say this, and it's something that I recently learned. Is like the culture was designed because we're a growing economy. It was literally designed because we were a growing economy. So the only reason why women began to get into the different workforces and shit was because we were growing our army and needed to apply pressure to different places. And so then our homeland was open and nobody was doing jobs. So they were like, oh, women, of course women can do this, to continue to communicate to you, hey, yeah, you should be a construction worker.
Yeah.
So everything that we know about gender roles and shit like that are made to help like grow our economy.
Yeah.
And now there's
Because I know some
feminist
women
movement.
truck drivers.
And now there's the feminist movement is like, look, every woman can do everything a nigga can do, only because every nigga was bringing in money to the economy. And now they want to grow it even more. So let's have both the man and the woman, both of y'all be working, because that's going to help us grow more. Yeah. So this is all a construction. So basically, like you're saying, we're just human. Who said that one should do this and one shouldn't do it?
But
the nigga who was like, yo, I want niggas to work, but I need somebody to hold down and make more babies.
But you are a different type of man.
Hold on.
Now let's speak on the man that don't accept those things.
No,
like,
no.
oh,
Gerard.
you're
Because
being, because it's just like, oh, you're being you're being too masculine.
Right.
You need to have a
Come
seat.
on, 'cause
Let me do this.
no.
And I tell women all the time, sit the fuck down. So if you telling people not to, I see my mom, partner, all that shit, want to take the trash out. If you don't put that fucking trash down,
sit your motherfucking ass
put the
down,
fucking,
for real.
stop playing with me. That's
For
what I tell
real.
you. You're playing with me right now.
I
You think
feel
you're supposed to take?
disrespected. I do, and I don't know why, but it makes me feel less of a man when I see a woman do something too physical. And I'm sorry, I know you're strong. I know you're strong. But listen
Or
to me.
something that a man's supposed to do. Because I can take out the trash.
but
I
you
mean, I choose not. I don't want
But
to. I have my
with
husband
an
and my
want you
ego
to.
as a
boys.
man,
I ain't doing that.
as
Yeah,
a man
nah,
with
no
my
such thing.
ego, it makes me feel like I'm disrespecting my last name. It makes me feel like my grandfather's looking at me and like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
You really gonna do this?
So I love this because
That's
I feel
like
the
watching
same
a
way.
woman mow the lawn.
But from a different perspective. So I have the exact same response. But for me, it's because I want you to stay soft.
Exactly.
I need you to stay.
That's
I don't
it.
want you to
Let's
think
get on the
that you're supposed to be doing
topic.
some shit, doing whatever. I want you to feel like, yes, I get to do my man do that shit.
Right.
I want you to say that.
Right.
Speaking of soft,
Soft.
how can a man
Yes.
present that type of energy to their woman for that woman to feel safe in a way to enter their soft girl era?
Okay.
What needs to be done
Let
for that to
let me
happen?
answer that with this going exactly back to the same question
Yeah.
within this question, because it all comes down to a few things:
Mm-hmm.
anatomy, scientifically,
Yeah.
religious, and royalty.
Break it down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a king
Break that shit down.
is supposed to treat a queen a certain way.
Okay.
She's supposed to sit on the throne and sit there and watch the king rule. He's supposed to lead religiously. That's in the Bible. Like I said, I can't speak on everybody religious, but from a Southern Baptist, that's just what I know.
Yeah.
A man is supposed to lead the household,
Sure.
and a woman is supposed to support what he does. She's supposed to be led by the man.
Sure.
That's just what I believe. Scientifically, physically, I am stronger than you.
Yeah.
Not mentally.
Physically.
Physically.
Yeah.
Physically, I am stronger than you. Okay?
And
I don't
pray,
want
and I pray mentally.
yeah,
If I'm
and-
sitting there leading some shit, and I pray that also
Right.
my perspective means
but
something.
what I
Yes.
don't want to see you do is have to physically do something that I know I could physically do for you. It's okay if you do
Now,
it.
what would that be? If we're example,
If you have to lift something, if you have to build something, if you have to do any physical labor, I don't want you out there doing that. I want to be the one doing that.
But what if she want to fucking do
If
it?
she want to do it,
Do
do
it. Go ahead
it.
and do it.
But are you gonna resent
I'ma
her
feel a
then and
certain
feel
way.
some, but
I
why
want-
though? That she
okay,
wanna fucking
okay.
but let me
okay.
say this. With that being said, also a woman has to allow their man to lead.
Exactly.
And that's what
And
we
a
were talking
man
about.
has to be a
allowing
leader.
You, yes.
In order for that woman to allow
You were bringing
to
this up
lead.
about like what can we do to allow women to be in their feminine energy more or some shit like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And look, I don't think I can say this. I've never met a woman that has felt like she needed to be in her masculine. There are women who I talk to, who I've engaged with long-term relationships,
Right.
who tell me specifically, I have this goal and I want to do this. I promise you they've done it. That may be masculine for me to be sitting there encouraging them to do whatever the fuck, but it's me saying, all right, you saying you want to do this while you're on the planet, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to make sure that I help you do it. I'm going to help you accomplish some shit. I've put me on the back burner as a like you're talking about being the man. I think what being a man looks like is, and this is where I'm interested in what your take is as a woman. But I feel like, again, same way I got these motherfucking buns, anything I do is masculine. Anything I do, whatever it is that I do. If I let you build the fucking shit because you tell me you want to, that's masculine as fuck because I want to. So I'm deciding to put your want and what you're saying that you want to do above me. I'm the leader, but I'm saying, look, if this is what you're saying you want to do, and I want to encourage you to do it because I'm your man. And so I'm going to make sure that whatever you say you want to do, you get to do.
And you're not going to hold her.
I'm not going to hold you. I'm not going to say, well, I know that you want to do this, but this is some nigga shit. No. You telling me you want to do this? Fire as fuck. How can I help you do this? Let me stay out the way. Because you saying that you want to have this experience and you putting some shit together with a hammer and some nails.
Okay,
cool.
but that's why I'm saying you a different type of man. So what do you say to the men that don't even know how to be in that space or okay with being in that space?
Here's what I say.
Can we
put them on?
Here's what I say. In my opinion, never allow the woman to say you need to do this.
Ugh.
Just do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just do it. Okay,
Right
yeah.
there.
I didn't ask you to take the trash out, but I'm taking the trash out. You didn't ask me to pump your gas, but guess what? I'm pumping the
Pumping that
gas.
shit.
If you didn't
We're not
ask
even in
me
the same
to,
car, but I'm gonna drive you to the
mow
gas
the
station
grass,
because you
but
said
guess
you need
what?
gas.
The grass is mowed. Your
I'm a
car
big
is
believer in
filled.
it. I shouldn't have to ask you to do these
You
things.
shouldn't have to ask me to do
Straight
these
up.
things. But when she has to ask you to do these things, that's taking her out of her role.
Facts.
Now she feels like, you
Now
know
she
what?
gotta be the leader.
I figure it out for myself.
Type shit.
But
You
if
better
you
talk about
already
it.
know, if somebody, like I said, it goes back to somebody being able to be there to teach you how to be a man and be like, yo, I never saw anybody or tell me anything. I just knew that you're not supposed to do this. And it's nothing against you being a woman. It's just you're not supposed to do this because I feel that way. It's a feeling as a man. I know you're not supposed to do this. Is it my responsibility to tell you that? No. Because if you want to do it, do it. But I'm going to tell you what, you'll never do it in front of me.
But I don't want to see it. I probably been so many times where I'm like, look, you could do that shit. I'm not involved because I don't. Because I want to be whatever.
You never do it in front of me.
But I will say also this one thing, like we're talking about. My mom has done such a good job of like, you know, again, I don't know if y'all know, but like bringing the groceries in, she come in with a bag of groceries and it's like, nigga, fuck, I look like carrying these fucking groceries. My mom has communicated that so well that, and I think again, almost to my detriment for a lot of times where it's like, I want to open the door and I want to buy the thing and I want to pick the thing up and I want to do whatever. Even as femininity and what women looks like changes, I'm still doing old school nigga shit.
Man.
Because that's what my
feels
mom
good.
put on.
So would you say chivalry is not dead?
It's
not
not.
only is it not dead, but there's a whole lot of us that would love to do it for you.
Man.
Only, and this is something that's happened over time with like relationships kind of crashing and burning the way they have. Only when we see that we can be freely that with you. Masculinity has turned into this negative thing that everybody fucking hates. Femininity is like, I can do anything. Now you open the door for the girl. She look back and it's an issue. Now you trying to pay and she's like, oh, well, I want to pay. You got to argue about paying. Shorty, if you don't put your fucking bag away.
Come on.
Why you even bring your motherfucking card? Why you
man.
doing that shit? Sit the fuck down. Again, like I've had these conversations
Okay.
but fortunately I have them with women who actually do want to be feminine but don't want to be presumptuous. So they bring their card out doing whatever because they don't want to be like, oh, I know you're going to pay for everything. Shorty,
Chill.
I want to pay for everything.
So are we here? Okay, I have a lot of friends that are in the dating pool.
Sure.
Right.
They haven't met men like you guys.
That's cap.
Right.
So it's just like, what? Where can
We
you
exist.
find, where are those manly men at that think like
What do you do?
you guys?
What's your occupation? What do you do? Put them on to your activities.
I'm an entertainer. You know what I'm saying? By trade, like that's my life. That's what I do. But I think
He's saying he's a boss, ladies and gentlemen. He's saying that he's been able to build the
Ladies and
business around creating
Right.
and entertaining you people. You know
Yeah.
how hard that is? There's a reason why there's not a lot of entertainers. You feel
like
me?
I said,
Because it's hard to do.
I just feel like growing up in a house full of women, it was just different for me
Yeah.
because they were gonna be on my ass about certain
Facts.
things. You know
So
what I'm
that
saying?
allowed you to treat women a different way.
Right. You know what I'm
'Cause you
saying?
were
Because
raised
I
to
kind of look at it like, damn, like they gonna treat my sister like this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so like I couldn't be that man because I would have to come home and face my sisters, and then be like, you did what? You let her
Or
do
see
what?
how your mom, like I've seen my mom date.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I've seen how her, subtle shit about how things have changed when things are good, things are whatever the fuck, to where at some point it's like, I want to fill in those blanks for any woman that I'm with. Now that has come again to the detriment of me. I've put me to the side a whole lot to support women that I am with and all that shit.
And that's the importance of why I know we was speaking on it earlier, like how fathers are not in the home, but it's also mothers that's not either.
Right.
So you need both.
Right.
It's
Need
important
both.
because you're going to get that feminine nurturing energy from your mother, and that also that love energy from your mom that your father is teaching you different things.
Different things that are
And
equally as valuable.
Your mother is teaching you how to love and also how to nurture your woman.
Sure.
You know, so
Right.
I think that's very important when
It
it comes
is.
down to a man. And also the confidence.
Right.
The confidence to be okay
very
to
important.
how to love your
Sure.
woman and
Right.
be okay with showing your woman off. And I think also a lot of things are shunned when it comes down to this new era, this new day and age, social media and
Oh my God.
and
It's a weird time.
it's a weird time. If you showing love to your woman, you a soft nigga.
No,
Well, also
Right.
I don't want to. And one thing that I don't do is I don't post my women on my social media, but that's because my social media is a workspace.
Did you say your what?
Social media is entertainment. Let's just
Your
start there.
women.
Well, I mean, my woman.
The women he's giving roses to.
I post all the women that I'm getting roses to. I post them instantly because you deserve that space.
Right.
For my woman, you are mine, and if you want to
that's
be on
it.
social, if you want to be on my social, and you tell me like I want you to post me, I'm gonna make the prettiest post for you.
No,
And I'ma
because
say
if
all
you
that
break
shit.
up, bitch, we all breaking up. Everybody gotta break up. Fuck that
Everybody.
shit.
No, for
you
real.
gotta let me know,
For
nigga.
real.
I seen all your shit. You got me fucked up.
And so
But-
again, I've thought differently. I've went from a space where, again, like I'm saying, I'm a dad. You feel me? So like, I used to post my babies, my girl, whatever we doing, and I realized as I've continued to grow as an artist, is my social media is not a personal space. It's a workspace that I may share my personal life with you.
Yeah.
It's a workspace. You were talking
I
about
totally
the
agree.
incredible impact that you have with creating content.
Yeah.
This is my job for
Right.
real.
That's it.
This is not my life and I'm taking a picture of my food because baby made me food, let me take a picture. No. This is work. And so when I realized that, but I know there are a lot of people who have social media, but whose jobs aren't their social media.
Right.
That's why they post freely, because they're like, no, my job is I go here, I clock in. So when I leave, I'm posting everything that I'm fucking doing for me and for this guy.
Yeah, facts.
I'm a fucking entertainer.
Facts.
So I'm outside.
But speaking to your single friend, how could they find someone?
Mm-hmm.
There are certain tests. Like I said, it's small things that men are supposed to understand and
interested to the
supposed to
test.
be able to do.
Let me make
what's
sure I'm
the
passing
test?
these
What kind
motherfuckers.
of
That's
test?
all. I just want to know.
Here's a very simple test. If you and you're on a date with a guy,
Yes.
purposely walk on the outside of the street.
Oh, for sure.
Purposely.
Wow.
Do it on purpose.
Wow.
That is the smallest gesture
Do
ever
it
that people
I
do
love
not
that.
understand.
I love
yet.
that. And niggas
Just
gotta
do
instantly,
it
if
on
you're not
purpose.
pulling shorty to the
If
other
he
side.
don't understand
Yeah.
what that means,
Facts.
that's not what you need.
I love, but also that's
It's
an
small.
It's an older thing, right? It's a more classical identity of what
Right,
masculine looks like.
what
But
it
absolutely,
is.
I'm not letting shorty.
I'm not
not
gonna
letting
let
shorty
you be
do
on
that.
this side. You know what I'm
I love
saying?
that. That's fire as fuck.
Because as a man,
Still some real
I'm
niggas.
telling you, as a man, I don't know about other men. I can't speak for every man, but
Easy.
it is something in me. I don't care if we best friends, if we never did anything, we don't have
Facts.
any romantic.
You
If
should follow
you're a
Cuz.
woman,
He's saying
if you're a
he's talking
woman,
his shit right
you
now.
are not going to walk on that side of the street with me. Not with me. Not with me. Not so my granddaddy can look down on me and,
and be like, what the fuck?
Nigga. Fuck out of here.
But
What the fuck wrong
and
with
then
you,
I think
boy?
this is the challenge, like
And
you're
that's a
saying.
sense of safety.
Yes.
I love that.
It's
Security.
an
It's security, too.
understanding.
It's security, not
education
only
of being a
safety.
man. That's you do these small things. If you know what a man is supposed to be, test those small things, and that's how you can find out if
I
you
love
got
that.
a man
So
or
we
not.
saying like outside, so then we saying we're opening doors, but we saying paying for shit.
Right. Pumping your gas.
Pumping your gas.
That's so small. Even if you paying for your fucking gas, even if you're paying for your
At
gas
least
yourself,
pump it, nigga.
I
get
guess
out the fucking car and go pump this.
I guess it's
And
safe
that,
to
but
say.
even for me, that's funny. That's some hood shit. Like I know for me, even I'll be riding with my niggas, but even if they pumping gas, I have to open the door and put my leg out. That's the rule. As an
That's
LA
just
nigga, people pull up while you pumping, and it's an issue. So even when you with your homies, you gotta open the door. They gotta know, whoever that could be pulling up gotta know it's another nigga in there. Okay, this may be some issues. These are lessons from the city.
And
Grown
another
niggas-
thing,
grown niggas from the city.
and this is to the younger generation. Stop looking for the money aspect of it, because one day somebody gonna be broke. Okay, I'm be real with you.
Goddamn.
When the money is gone and somebody can't financially
Fund
take care
your
of you,
shit. Yeah.
okay, it's gonna have to be something else besides the money. It's gonna have to be something else besides the love. It's a level of respect. You know what I'm saying? I gotta respect your gender role, and you gotta respect my gender role.
Yeah.
But if we can come together on that aspect, then it's gonna work.
It's gonna work.
It's gonna work. But if you're looking for one aspect, it's just financial. Okay, when the money gone, then what?
Right. And even if
Damn,
the
we
money
should have
not
had
gone, but
y'all on
I'm
a
treating you
dating
like shit.
episode.
We could do that too.
We'll
We
be
should have
back.
had y'all
Season two,
on.
baby. I'll see y'all in a second. I'll see you
Yeah,
in
we
a
got to talk
second.
about the dating. It's more to it.
Yeah.
So I got a quick question though, just before we about to, we've been here for a minute.
Yeah.
So
a second.
we gonna wrap it up. I got a little spice. I just want to say before we start that, in 2024, can we take the fucking word zesty out?
Wait a minute, because I like zesty.
No,
she
no,
said I like it.
No, but
What are we
it's the
doing?
content of it, the way it used. when the women say that men are being
Is Drake
zesty.
zesty?
Oh, I've never said that.
No,
Is
I
Drake-
think
is
that's.
Drake-
I
I
hate
think
that
that's
shit.
I
Is
think
Drake
But
zesty?
this nigga
I
don't
think
like
that's-
Drake.
I think that's generational.
What the fuck is
It's
that?
generational.
Is Drake zesty or no?
Goddamn zesty? What the fuck,
It's
nigga? I'm being a
generational.
nigga. I want to have fun,
Right.
nigga. Just because I like
I'm
to
on some
smile,
silly shit.
don't mean I'm
Yeah.
less masculine. Thinking of that. So speaking
Call
of that.
me zesty.
But what's zest?
Nigga, I'm a real motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't
Wait,
like
what's considered zesty?
So when women say that men are being zesty, it's like they being sassy or like feminine.
Yeah.
That's the new.
Zest-
That's the
well,
new
let's
thing.
talk about it. Zesty, sassy, feminine, they're not the same thing.
it's not.
You may take them as the same thing. Zesty and sassy, those motherfuckers got me bent. But they ain't nothing that I'm doing that sassy, baby girl.
No.
Feminine,
Yeah, I mean, you can call me that, whatever. I'm comfortable in my shit, so you can
I
call
like
me
what
whatever.
I like what I do. You feel me? So I'm not, even if I'm doing some shit that you may consider feminine, that's just what you consider. But look at how I do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Look at me, baby.
Because you
know,
still
I
looking
can
at
tell
me at the end
you.
of the day, bitch.
You're looking at me for a reason now.
You can block your blessing if you want to. That's all I'm
I
saying.
like that. You
Block
said,
your
listen,
blessing.
I am the
if
blessing.
you want to. That's all I'm saying.
But again,
like,
even somebody would consider that to be zesty, right?
Right.
I'm the prize. I'm the blessing.
if
block
you,
your
if
blessing,
you, if you
somebody
wanna,
gonna be on the comments.
and it ain't not
I know
necessarily
you.
being me being the
you're in the
blessing, but
comments. You're saying
if you find a man doing something and you feel like it's zesty, but this is a good man, you block your blessing.
you fucked
There you
up,
go.
or you
Do you,
fucking
do your thing, baby. Do your big one. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Do your
but
big one.
Y'all got to get out of this space where you log on to this thing called the internet and you get your advice from people who don't have an education in psychiatry. Okay.
So what we're saying is,
That's what I was saying. People on the internet got a voice now, so they listen to whoever,
Right.
whatever.
Whoever
Anytime.
got the biggest platform
The
can
fuck?
say, "Oh, this is zesty."
so
Well,
what we're saying is, be less judgmental of people. Is
Right.
that we can accept? Be less
My new
judgmental.
thing is
Judge your fucking self, bitch.
my new thing is give people grace.
I got one more question before we go. Are there any specific sexual desires or fantasies that you would explore?
Oh, you got spicy than a bitch.
Okay, I was like, one more question.
I mean, before we go, why not? Shit,
was beyond
we've been deep as fuck this
Spicy
whole
niggas.
goddamn time.
We have been deep in a bit.
You know what I'm saying? So why not check it up? You know what I'm saying? Are there any specific special desires or fantasies you would like to explore, share in your next relationship?
my next relationship looks like a lot of vacations and balconies involved.
That's balconies.
Anything particular happening on the boundary?
Well, I mean, it's a balcony.
You want people to be able to see it. You want people to be able to see it. I'm with you in terms of like I'm very open to do. We can do what we're gonna do wherever we're gonna do it. I'm okay with that.
What's considered like what you asked, a fantasy?
Yeah, like what's a sexual fantasy? Like a boundary. Like are there any specific?
What's yours?
Type shit. Set us up for what we on.
Okay, what's mine?
What's yours?
Specific sexual desires or fantasies. In the new year.
Welcome to my sex.
In the new year, I'd like to explore my full ecstasy. I want to be able to not only explore mine, but be able to experience with my partner.
Yes.
You know,
All right.
You saying exploration?
Yeah, absolutely. New things. You know what I'm saying? It's 2024. Why the fuck not?
Why not?
Shit, take me to the top of the Eiffel Tower and let's get the fuck down. You know, I haven't experienced balcony sex. You know what I'm saying? I haven't experienced.
spectacular.
I've seen the beach sex, but I'm worried about the sand. You know what I'm saying? But
You lay a blanket down, dog.
bitch, it's wind in the sand.
Right,
Get the fuck out of here.
You got to get in
Depending
there,
on the
get
time
out.
of the year
You
you're
got to get in there,
born.
get out.
No, I just don't. I just want to that if we're talking about sexually, I just explore more sexual things. That's just like,
Sure. So I think that's one thing that I can agree with is like just more freedom in that space, and I feel like I have been able to not only explore but have a lot of freedom with the women that I am engaging with. But I will say like there are things that I really like that I think. Everybody has a different thing. And so sometimes you may like it rougher, like I like to grab necks and that type of shit. While I'm doing it, some people like, they want the soft, they want the slow, they want the whatever. And I think it's like trying to honor each person's thing. You feel me? Like, look, you like it soft and shit like that, so I want to make sure that I'm giving it to you slow and stuff how you like it. If I like it like this, then we need to also have a time during our sexual encounter where I get to really let me grab on your shit. So I say this. I think what I'm looking for in any new relationship is that balance, right? I want to give you what you want. I want to. And I also want you to allow me the space to give you what I also would like.
Why did I feel like your voice got deep?
Because now we're getting real intimate with one another. I want to make sure I share different.
Coming up next.
Yeah.
I want to share different. It's not a commercial.
It's
not a commercial.
I'm like, wait a minute. Are we on the
How
podcast?
did it feel to you? How did you? Let me know.
Is this the hotline?
How did it change?
Tina, this goes out to you. Jonathan on the other side of town wants to say that he misses you.
All I'm going to say is all I need is a red room.
Come on,
That's it.
Doc.
Done. I'm done.
A
little red room.
Shorty said,
You just
I
need
want
some
a
lights,
specific
bitch. That's all you
space.
need.
Nah,
No.
she want a specific
Hello?
space.
Oh,
Have you
Bullshit.
seen 50 Shades of Grey?
Haven't seen it, but
He
I
has,
imagine.
He has a red room.
Oh,
Hey,
she
is
want
that like
more
with chains and
dominant-
whips?
Oh, it's up there.
Hey, right now
You
I
gotta
ain't seen
be
the
ready
movie,
for
but
that
I can
red
imagine.
room.
No, I got
No,
imagination.
this-
Oh, he had. That's all I'm
That's
going
it.
to say.
That red room gets serious up there. You gotta
What
be
about
ready.
you?
Man, for real though, like
He had the balcony.
He said outside.
Oh,
He said, boy, he said, I want to be outside. I
Look,
want you to be
you
able
did
to
say
see
that.
me.
Clearly,
Okay.
he like outside.
little vacation,
Outside.
Exhibitionist?
Man,
Type
I'm an
type shit.
outside man. Like I done been on the beach. I done been on a
really?
few balconies.
Oh, you did? Let me know.
But I'm just letting you know, like this
So
is.
if you've been on the balcony, then you need something new. You already been on the
Yeah, you
balcony.
can't. You got to experience something new.
you right.
A hot
take it
air
further.
balloon.
Ooh.
But
In
somebody
Greece.
else there.
In the air.
In
Somebody else
Greece,
that you
hot air
mind?
balloon in Greece, like
Ooh,
yeah.
greasy.
You did what I'm saying? I like that.
I like
Caprice.
that.
You
Okay.
did what I'm saying?
Spicy.
Yeah.
All right.
That wraps up.
No. We got one more question.
Yes, we did.
Last question.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Put us on.
All right. So y'all know the title of our podcast is More Than Hair Podcast.
More Than Hair.
Right.
We explore things outside of just more than hair or just the
because
specifically
those are
what
your
you
professions.
are. Right.
Right.
Absolutely. So in your
Masters.
profession, we know what you are. We know what you are.
Yeah.
Right.
What are you more than?
What are you more than? Explain. What would people look on the outside of you, outside of what we generally know
I can't
of
be
you?
dog.
Well, I'm a tech nerd. I love tech. Like I own a lot of cameras and I continue to buy camera equipment for no reason. Like my Amazon cart right now, just lenses and filters and tripods and all type of shit. I don't need it because I got pretty much everything I need. But it's just the fact that I love the aspect of creating. So like I have all of this technology and I just want to be up on technology. Yep.
Nice.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Now that we say that, you set me up really well. Thank you for going first. I appreciate that. I oftentimes end up writing really pretty treatments for my songs. I don't shoot music videos very often. I do a whole lot of like content where you just see me talking and all that type of shit. But I don't shoot music videos. But I'm going to direct some shit.
Okay.
This coming year, I want to get into my directorial bag.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I like that, just like you're saying.
Yeah. Well, you already
Film.
said that you was gonna be on the show when you did it, so I look forward to seeing.
And again,
you directing.
we not only the show.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rap Shit.
Rap Shit season 2.
Shout out to it. But also,
1, 2.
I did my first film this year too.
Nice.
So the acting again is continuing.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Can you speak on that or
A little bit. So it's called Little Death. It's going to be at Sundance, which means I'll be at Sundance. Shout out to the niggas who even know what
Congratulations.
that means. That's about.
Okay.
But it's produced by this guy named Darren Aaron.
okay?
It's produced by this
big
guy
one, baby.
Darren Aronofsky, who's done a whole bunch of really artful, big ass fucking art movies and shit like that.
Yeah.
And so, I think when I see music videos, when I see people creating content, like I always imagine this really elaborate version of something that is hard to produce. It's hard to produce, and that's why I don't make a lot of content, because for me, in my head, content looks very different than what content usually looks like. So it is now my duty, like, all right, if you see it like this, then you have to make it like this.
Right.
And so, it is really like dipping into my inventor bag, right, of like, people use social media like this. I think it's supposed to be like this.
Yeah.
I know this is weird, but if you imagine and you experience this, you probably like it more than just scrolling by somebody's plate of food or whatever fuck niggas post. So
I think Erykah Badu said that best. I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about
my
my
shit.
shit. Come on, Doc.
Okay.
Yes,
that's
sir.
it for real. So again, we're about to get even deeper and continue to explore like different ways to use all these things, especially as it is, as an Aquarius, it's the era of Aquarius right now. So we're going to get a whole lot of technology. We're going to get a whole lot of new like reinventions of the way things, how we feel like things should actually be. And I think that it's going to be better for the planet. So
That's good. Yeah,
Yes,
we look forward to you guys
Seeing more.
succeeding and seeing more of you guys in 2024.
Yes,
we wish
indeed.
the best for you.
Everything.
I received that.
Yeah.
It's
We
going
truly
up.
mean it.
I
And thank
see
you
that.
for being here with us
Thank you for having us.
wrapping up our season 1.
Hey,
Definitely a good ass
Hey,
episode for
no.
the last season.
I've
I ain't
enjoyed
gonna
it.
hold you.
I've enjoyed it.
I really appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Y'all did this out the kindness of y'all heart.
Yes,
and
indeed.
We appreciate
that makes us
it.
feel good.
glad to be around.
Yeah.
Glad to show love.
Yeah.
And so,
Thank you for asking.
And so we just want to say again, wrapping up on the first season of More Than Hair podcast. It has been a blessing.
Yes, it has.
It's been a journey,
Yeah.
a good journey. I'm so grateful to be here. I'm grateful to have the guests that we have had this season. And we're definitely looking forward to next season, season 2.
Yeah.
Season 2. Oh my God.
Again, congratulations.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
I
much.
don't know if
so
I said it on
much.
camera, but
How y'all
I can't.
feel, man?
Not
Like,
easy to do. Y'all did it.
y'all knocked that shit out? Yeah.
I'm just like,
It's good. It's really good.
I'm like, whoa, we did this.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? It was just a conversation.
Let me know if we get some tears. I don't, what I'm saying. Let me know if you finish your first season and you get some tears. Let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It was just like we thought about it, we talked about it, and here we are.
Accomplishing it.
Episode 6, season 1. And here we go. More Than Hair
Shit.
podcast.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers, friends.
Yes.
Cheers. Hey. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank y'all so much.
Our season 1, episode 6 of More Than Hair podcast. Check us out on Instagram at More Than Hair podcast _
YouTube at More Than Hair podcast.
Yes, it's your girl Hairstyles of LA
And your boy J Touch.
at More Than Hair
Podcast.
Hey.
What
We
is so?
did it.
Tell me about these. I see a lot of
know,
these.
I've seen
I don't
it.
know. I see a lot of these. I don't know these.
It's from